Ireland is one of my favorite destinations for families with young children. It is a magical place for anyone to visit, since it is, after all, the country of leprechauns and fairies. Ireland encourages imagination and blends it with history, and each and every day is filled with magic and exploration. Even if you're beyond the age when you're supposed to believe in fairies, the moment you step foot in Ireland, a feeling of possibility washes over you, and you just don't know what could be at the top of those castle towers or at the end of the rainbow. And one of my favorite ways to travel is with Adventures by Disney. So in this video, we're going to be talking about Adventures by Disney's Ireland itinerary.
I'm Christina. I'm a traveler, a planner, and most importantly, a mom. I'm sharing my best tips to make traveling as a family a little less stressful. So put down your phone, pack your bags, and let's showcase the world.
Ireland is such a great first international trip if you're traveling with your kids for the first time to Europe. There is barely, okay, maybe a little bit of a language barrier, but their primary language is English with a thick brogue. It's a quick flight from the East Coast, so it's really easy to get to. But while traveling with kids is magical and rewarding, it's not always easy, which is why I love Adventures by Disney. Adventures by Disney is Disney's guided tour vacations, and you're with other families, and you're on this perfectly curated itinerary. You have 2 adventure guides who serve as your concierge throughout the trip, making sure you don't have to worry about a single thing. But this video is not about Adventures by Disney and how great it is. This one is. So check out what is Adventures by Disney. And we're going to dive right into what your trip would look like if you did Adventures by Disney to Ireland. So you would arrive in Dublin. If you're coming from the US, you'll usually arrive first thing in the morning. So you're going to get picked up at the airport, you're going to go through customs, and your Adventures by Disney rep will meet you in the main terminal and take you to a transportation vehicle. You don't even have to worry about how you're going to get from the airport to your hotel. They pick you up, and then you can either settle into your resort, take a nap. I wouldn't recommend a nap if you're trying to combat jet lag, but sometimes you just need one. Or you might go out and explore if you're just filled with that adrenaline, but you're going to meet back in the evening for a welcome reception. You're going to meet the other families who are going to be on the tour with you, and it's Disney, so you know it's not just a dinner. There's going to be a little bit of magic along the way. They're going to have a little bit of surprises. They're going to go above and beyond. On day 2, you're going to enjoy a private visit to Epic, which is the Irish Immigration Museum. It's dedicated to the story of Ireland's people and how they influenced other areas of the world. It is an incredible museum. It is very engaging for kids, and then you'll learn a lot of people who have Irish heritage. This is a great museum to see kind of how Irish immigration influenced a lot of things. And then after that, you're going to enjoy traditional tea and scones before heading to a whiskey tasting. You're thinking, whiskey tasting with kids. That's what's so great about Adventures by Disney, is while you're whiskey tasting, you're tasting whiskey and chocolate. Your kids are tasting chocolate and a non-alcoholic beverage with the adventure guides. So you can sit and enjoy your whiskey in peace, knowing your kids are entertained by the adventure guides. And then you'll have an interactive musical experience with live Irish music. That's pretty much a theme throughout this entire itinerary. There's a lot of really great musical experiences with that traditional Irish music, which is just so fun. And for kids, you have a hard time not dancing. On day 3, you're going to wake up and you're going to participate in Ireland's national game, which is hurling, in a hands-on experience where you'll get insight into the skills of the ancient Celtic game that's over 3,000 years old. After you've worked up an appetite, you'll enjoy your lunch together before heading out to Cashel. So the Rock of Cashel is a really important site in Southeast Ireland. It was the seat of the kings of Munster. And you'll explore this plateau, which is populated with old medieval buildings. And on the top of the hilltop is Tipperary's Golden Vale. Junior adventurers are going to search for lucky shamrocks on the sacred grounds where St. Patrick once stood, while you're getting a little bit more of the history and culture of this spot. And then you'll enjoy some time on your own in the evening. On day 4, you're going to travel by boat from the pier at the magnificent Ross Castle across the lake to the enchanted island of Innisfallen. While exploring the island, you'll discover the ruins of the Abbey, which is considered one of the most remarkable archaeological ruins in Killarney. You're going to see Killarney National Park, and then you're going to get to enjoy the art of traditional butter making with traditional Irish music performed by local musicians and learning some traditional Irish step dances. This would be my daughter's favorite day. We go to Disney World very frequently, and her one request every time we go is to go to Raglan Road because she loves the Irish dancers. So as soon as she turns 5, the minimum age for Adventures by Disney is 5. So she turns 5 this year. So we're planning this Ireland adventure for next year where she'll be able to learn some of those Irish dance steps before you can explore Killarney on your own. On day 5, you're going to head to a castle, Adair Desmond Castle, which is really just ruins. It's the ruins of a 13th century Norman castle. The Norman invaders are the ones who came to the what is now the UK. William the Conqueror built the Tower of London. So this is the same kind of architecture, but these are ruins, whereas the White Tower at the Tower of London is still intact. There was an ancient ring fort there in the 1200s, and then you'll enjoy lunch in what's considered one of Ireland's prettiest town, which is called Adair, and it is absolutely beautiful and charming. And then you're going to arrive at Dromoland Castle. Dromoland is my absolute favorite castle to stay in Ireland. There are a bunch of castles to stay in Ireland, so if you want to check out some other castles you can stay at, go ahead and watch this video. But you're going to just basically spend the night and the whole day at Dromoland because it is that incredible. In the evening, you're going to dine at Dromoland Castle's Fig Tree Restaurant, which is a fine dining restaurant. You can dress up, you can have a date night because your kids are going to be treated to a night of food, fun, and a classic Disney movie. So you get some adult time. That's so great about Adventures by Disney. You get time on your own and you get time as a family. The next day, you spend your time on the grounds of the castle. You'll get a private tour of the grounds. You'll get a demonstration of the birds of prey, and you can try your hand at falconry, which is so cool. Then you can choose from a variety of options that afternoon. You can book an afternoon tea, you can get a picnic on the grounds, you can play tennis, go golfing, boating, biking, croquet. If you are like me, you would be spending the time in the afternoon relaxing with one of the available spa services. Then you'll spend the evening with your family at an authentic Irish farm, learn the secrets of scone making and sheep herding, and you'll even get to bottle feed a baby lamb or piglet while enjoying a savory home-style dinner and lively traditional Irish entertainment. There it is again. On day 7, you're going to marvel at one of Ireland's most magnificent views from atop of the dramatic Cliffs of Moher. Cliffs of Moher hold a special place in my heart because one of the very first Ireland trips I got to plan was my brother's for his engagement, and he asked his now wife to marry him on top of the Cliffs of Moher, and so that was one of my very first Ireland trips I planned. I've planned dozens since, but I will always have that memory, even though I wasn't there, of getting to plan that moment for them. Your visit to that famous site includes entry to O'Brien's Tower, which is located at the highest point of the cliffs. You'll enjoy lunch at a traditional Irish pub, and then you'll have that evening where you'll celebrate your trip with your fellow adventurers in a private feast just for the group, and you'll have local musicians and a festive farewell dinner, which is always full of fun surprises. Want to know more about Adventures by Disney? Well, I put together a guide that is basically how Adventures by Disney can help cut through that overwhelm of traveling as a family. So if you want to get that free guide, you can get that by clicking the link in the description below. Thank you so much for joining me. Don't forget to hit the bell for more Disney and family travel content. Thank you so much for joining, and don't forget to take a break from the busy.
Need help planning your next family vacation? Visit us at showcasetheworld.com to request a quote or schedule a free vacation consultation. Want more great travel tips? You'll find those there too.